guys, so today I will be telling you guys some things that I learned before 20. So I have a list here of the things that I want to share with you guys, stuff that I learned before I turned 20. So let's get into it. The first thing that I learned was to not get too comfortable. So it kept me safe and actually held me back from experiencing a lot of things that I could have experienced, a lot of opportunities. I missed them because I was too comfortable in my comfort zone, which is actually, someone told me that your comfort zone is actually the enemy. So yeah, last year I started trying to come out of my comfort zone a bit. I started drawing more. I started learning how to cook. I did a lot of things that I was scared to do, like solo traveling, starting a channel. Oh my gosh, I was so scared to start a channel, but I really pushed myself. I'm like, okay, this year is the year, 2020 is the year that I'm gonna start. So I did a lot of things that I was really scared to do, and I'm okay with the change. I realized that I wouldn't have experienced half of the things I experienced if I was being fearful all the time. There are still a lot of things that I'm scared to do. Good things, of course, that I'm still kind of like, but I know that the comfort zone isn't a place that I want to stay, and I should always push myself to go above and beyond. So yeah, and I think learning through those experiences is like a push, kind of like motivation for me to like go forward. So yeah. The next thing that I learned was to notice who's around during my darkest times. Like, I notice who's around during my happy moments, but to really take check of who is there, like when I'm going through my shit. And I learned this from a very young age, and even though I do form a lot of attachments, I try to keep check of who's around when I'm not going through the best of times, you know, who stood there by me, by my side when things weren't so pretty. And I also try not to have too much expectations for people, because I realize that people leave whenever they want to leave, and I won't always have people along with me on my journey, you know, of life. I won't always have that person forever. People die, people change, and people decide to walk away. So, you know, people have friendship breakups, and those hurt. So I know that not everyone will be with me on my journey, and I should also appreciate those who are on my journey with me, you know, in my life, present, currently. And yeah, I remember there are people that checked up on me when I couldn't even check up on myself, and I'm really appreciative of those people, and like I respect that. So yeah, no one can steal your peace, okay? So I believe that peace is internal, peace is ever flowing, and no one can really steal that. I believe that peace is like God's gift to us, and that people can really only get access to our peace if we give them the permission, the okay, which is not okay. And I had to learn, and I had to change my mindset from believing that people were responsible for me not being at peace with myself or not having peace. You know, it's not people's fault, it's actually me. And so I learned that I have to like really set strong boundaries for myself, and that you can't blame people for taking something that you give them permission to take. Really, you can't blame them for taking your peace. You put your peace down on the table, you open up your heart, and you say, "See me, I take it." Of course, people are gonna take that from you and take advantage of that. So that's one thing that I definitely learned, and that opened my mind. So yeah, I realized that so much peace comes from just like staying by yourself and vibing like in your own space and just chilling with yourself and being content and humble. So yeah, that's one thing that I always kept in mind. The next one is not to seek validation, and I learned not to allow people to like repeatedly and be comfortable with invalidating my feelings. Like, no, that's not okay. So I believe that seeking validation and like approval from people stems from the whole like parent-child relationship, where like as a child you run to mommy, you run to daddy and say, "Mommy, look, I clean my room. Mommy, look, I did this," or "Daddy, look, I did that." And they're like, "Okay, that's good," and you feel good in yourself. But a lot of people grow up think that it's okay to, you know, looking back on how they were raised and be like, okay, I felt really good about myself when I went to mommy or daddy or caretaker to seek like approval, so they go and seek approval from other people, and that's not good. People often judge you harder than them even judge themselves, and them now go easy upon you, and what they say doesn't really matter. You know yourself, you know what's right and wrong, you know the things that you like. You don't need to seek approval about how you think, how you dress, how you know how you are. You know, you don't need to seek approval from other people about that. You know yourself, stay true to yourself, and that's one thing I had to learn like the hard way along life. But yeah, I learned it. So you are in control of your life, and even though the whole seeking approval from parents, that's like, you know, in the early stages, I think that's important, but you can't expect to go out into the world and seek seek validation from other people and expect that they'll go easy on you, or that they'll tell you the truth or tell you what you want to hear. Like, stay true to yourself. You know what's good for you, you know what works for you, and if you don't know, go out and find out for yourself, and not depend on other people to tell you what, you know, like tell you them stuff. This it does, I think it really comes down to having a mind of your own and like trusting yourself, like, and having self-worth. So yep, I believe a lot of prejudice happens a lot in this world without a cause. Like, people literally hate you for no reason. People chat you for no reason, dislike you for no reason, come up with things about you for no reason, but you know what's true and you know yourself, so that shouldn't matter. And people don't even know you. That's sad. Like, people say all these things and they don't even have the slightest clue who you are. I may hate that, but it is what it is. So just don't listen to them. That me learn. So your thoughts, your feelings, how you feel, how you think, they're valid, and don't let anybody tell you say, oh, you're stupid for sure. How you like your emotions, you're weak for your emotions. And I think that showing emotions is a very brave thing to do, and so don't let anybody tell you that it's a sign of weakness. I think it really comes with being authentic to yourself, just real. So yeah, don't downplay that. Don't downplay that. And a lot of people who aren't in your shoes are gonna tell you how you're supposed to think, how you're supposed to dress, how you're supposed to act. No, like, if you're my friend and you know who I am, you know the things that I respect and the things that I don't respect, and you're going to come to me and do something that you know will hurt me, and then turn around and say that, oh, you're not supposed to act this way, that's foolishness, you know, like how you're acting, you're not supposed to get upset over that. No, I'm gonna cut you off, because that means you don't really have no respect for me, and you don't deserve to be in my circle. So bye, gone. I don't need you anymore. If you're my friend, sister, partner, you can't understand that your actions and your words disrespect me, like, you don't deserve a place in my life. And yeah, those are some things that I live by. So yeah, and also just reminding myself to always be transparent and loving and caring. I learned that I should be patient, okay, and have a lot of patience for a lot of things. Have patience for yourself, patience like during the healing process of things. Just being patient with myself and other people that I care for and love, have a lot of love for. And I actually wrote a poem about patience, and I'm gonna read it for you guys. So it goes: waiting, I am patient because I am timeless, I am priceless. Pouring crystals from my cup, they shine more when you dine less. I am not the finest, but I'll bask in my richness. My skin smoother now because I am polished. My heart sharper to love now that I am chiseled. So I think we all have even a glimpse of our worth, and even though you've discovered it just, a little, you know that it's a lot, hence it's priceless. When you come to the realization of your true self, you'll realize the people who just take, and honestly you need to just cut out those people so that you can preserve your gifts and your energy. being patient leads to a deeper appreciation of things like love when you're finding. So even through the rough days, like there's hope for redemption and greater things like growth, less tension, as I said, redemption. So I learned that I should be intentional with my alone time. So I try to create a space for myself that I can just sit down and just like meditate and think. Okay, word of the day. Word of the day is introspection. So I am a big introvert. I don't talk much, I don't socialize much. I'm just in my own zone box. But with being alone and being intentional with my alone time, I learned allow myself to go through introspection. That's actually the name of my recent favorite artist album. Her name is Umi. So I'll just like leave like at the end of the video I'll leave her stuff on the screen or probably up here. So yeah, you guys should check her out. Her music is really good. And for example, like sitting down in my safe space and thinking about how I feel and my actions and like my thoughts and how my thoughts and my actions have results, and the results of my actions and my thoughts and how they affect other people and myself. I know that sounds confusing, but it makes sense. Writing and drawing and expressing myself through those things, it's kind of like my form of introspection. So yeah, that really helps me and that has helped me over the years. So yeah. So I'm trying to be patient in my healing, be intentional with my alone time, and just vibing. I also learned that I should have faith in God, most importantly, because He is the one that stuck by my side from my born till now. So when I was going through my good days, my bad days, the times when I don't have anybody to talk to, He was there with me. And I know that I shouldn't worry about anything at all. Even though I'm a big overthinker, I know that I shouldn't worry because everything will happen for my good. Everything will turn out well for me. So why worry? So yeah, those are some things that I learned before I turned 20. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you learned something too, and tell me in the comments if something like stood out to you, if you liked something that I said, just let me know, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So yeah, bye.